You say something also, I think in this chapter or another one, where you say that, men date down and that, it might be a good idea to do so. What do you mean by
Men tend to date down just because they prioritize access rather than values, right? Whereas a woman prioritizes, see, because women look at men as success objects and men look at women as beauty/sex objects. So for a man, his priority is access. Does she like me? Will she touch my pee-pee? Basically, right? Whereas for a woman, she's looking at a guy, especially when she's done with her party years, is this guy successful? Can he provide? Does he have decent genes? Should I have a family with him? These are the sorts of, questions that she's contemplating then.
Red flag number 5. She keeps men around from her past.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with having guy friends, men that she's no longer in relationship with, but they're just friends?
Yeah. Nobody bangs more wives and girlfriends than he's just a friend. You should be concerned if she keeps men around from her past. You should be concerned if she has especially dated or been intimate with a guy from her past and she just wants to catch up with him every once in a while and have lunch or dinner or whatever it happens to be. They hang out as friends. There's a big lie that's sold to society today, I think through Hollywood culture and marketers, manipulating us for decades now, that men and women can be friends. And I would argue that men and women don't have a lot of similar interests, and men and women shouldn't be friends, especially if you're in a committed relationship. That's like me taking my exotic car and parking it in a crappy neighborhood overnight and hoping nothing bad happens. Maybe nothing bad will happen, but why would I park it in a lousy neighborhood when I can lock it in my garage where it's nice and safe? And I'm not saying that you're in ownership of your woman or of her life, but you should remind her that if she's going to choose you, because you definitely want to choose women that choose you. You don't want to be chasing women that aren't interested in you. Choose women that choose you. If she comes out and she says, "Elliott, where do we stand? I dig your vibe. We've been dating for a while. I don't want to share you. I want to claim you." That's at the point where you should take a good look at her and ask yourself, okay, well, take a look at the red flag chapter. First of all, there's 20 of them there. Does she keep guys around from her past? Has she talked about getting lunch with exes? Has she talked about grabbing coffee with exes? Because that's not a good sign. You don't want to put your gal around other guys because guys don't really have a strong interest in being friends with women. And here's a test that you can use to prove it. If a woman says, "Oh, well, he's just a friend," say, "Okay, pass me your cell phone. Let's text him right now and say, 'I'm horny. I'd love to get with you. What do you think?'" Do you think that he's going to repel that advance, or do you think he's going to accept it? 100% of the time, he will accept it. I guarantee you.
Yeah, fat chance. And I love the way that you use the analogy of putting your car in a bad neighborhood, because there are those that would argue, "Oh, what are you, insecure?" Right? "Oh, you must not be secure in your masculinity." Well, secure or not, even if I had an alarm, I wouldn't leave my car in a bad neighborhood. Right? That's something I value. I'm not going to expose it to that which would steal it or ruin it.
Exactly. I mean, if a woman wants you to care about her, if I'm to care about a woman, if I'm to protect her, if I'm to take her out to dinner and dine her, then I need to know that she's mine, right? That she's not going to do things that are going to put the relationship at risk. Like, I don't know, hang out with guys that she used to bang.
Right. Red flag number 6, if she's poor with money. And so what exactly do you mean by that? That she doesn't have much, or she's in debt? Who do we avoid?
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, I used to run a debt negotiation company for about 20 years here. It still exists in Canada, but I'm very attuned to financial instruments and the financial world. And I think it's smart as a guy, if you're going to make a choice to invite a woman into your life, to just stay away from women that are bad with money. Their financial habits will get infused into your life the closer you become. If you're going to make this woman the mother of your children and she can't balance a book, or she's got $100,000 in debt, has nothing to show for it but a closet full of handbags and shoes, she will be spending your money in the same fashion and causing problems, and there'll be downstream consequences to you, your family, and your own children. So I think it's incredibly important to vet women from the perspective of, how are they with finances? Are they willing to, and they don't need to have an immense amount of wealth, but are they willing to enter your frame and agree to a budget and the boundaries that you might set for them if she's going to be a stay-at-home mom and raise the kids?
Right. Absolutely. If you're going to be trusting her with your money, she should be responsible with it. I got to say, it's probably one of the, there are a lot of great things about my wife, but one is her responsibility with the funds. She doesn't go and spend frivolously. She doesn't rack up debt, and she spends only on things that enhance the family or enhance my attraction to her. I love long dresses, so she'll spend on those. So if she's spending to please you, well, that's amazing. So
That's a good
number, go ahead.
Go ahead.